Hi and welcome back to my channel. For today's Coffee and Craft Afternoons, I am getting my crafty bits out. This is in storage for the longest time in my room. I haven't used many of these dies. I was going to do this one today because I think it's about the same size as an ATC, I think, and I want to use it for ATC storage. I've used the tag from this die set before, but I've never made the little box. So I am going to test that out. I think it's big enough for a load of ATCs by the looks of things. It's quite deep. But instead we go with this little baggie from Simply Made Crafts. And as I say, this is 6 years old. I can't believe how old my stash is. From this little tonic die set, I take the little buckles because I want to use a different closure on this. I have an idea. Go with me, go with me. I have this beautiful paper which I have never used, it's in my stash, and this is a huge die set. You do get lots in it. There's lots of matte layers, and I'm going to do the layers in that gorgeous like lilac lace, and the base is going to be cut from that plum purple, but you do get many layers, mats, there are flowers. This is going to be the handle, but I'm also going to make it into a little buckle. We'll see. These are the many dies that you can get to layer. There are, I think there's 3 of each for the lid and for the base. I think it's 3. Yeah, I think it is. But that's for the handle as well. I only use 2, the largest of each, because I think it's too much. For this, what I want to do, I think that's too much. So I do 2. But this is a beautiful set. I mean, you get lots in it. There's another little bit that I need in the bag that's got little cutouts for the handle. I think I grabbed that right now. And you need that, yes, I need that for this little bit. And I do cut that out again for a layer for the inside. And I get little brads. I'm going to make feet on this. Have to, it's a baggie, you have to put feet on. So I do that. I also cut this out twice to make not only the handle but to make a little strap, and I'm going to cut it into a V shape so that it goes through the little buckle, and I've tried it and it does go through the little tonic buckle. So I am now Frankenstein in my die sets, because why not? Why not? If it works, it works. So I've already made the handle and I've already cut out a few matte layers, and that's the front little pouch. So I'm just going to go around and burnish everything. Not so much because I am a little heavy-handed and it does start to crack. This is Tonic Craft Perfect cardstock. I think it's about a 220 GSM, I think. It's not the strongest, but it's decent. But I do add some of the lace lilac coloured paper onto it, and it's more like about a 250 if you're in the UK and Ireland. That is from the Works, and it's quite sturdy cardstock, so that gives it a little bit more structure. And also the way that Helen Griffin has designed this, you cut bits off and you only need 1/2. Well, instead I don't cut all of it off and I fold it in instead to give it some extra sturdiness, I think is the word I'm looking for, because this bit you're supposed to like cut that off on one of them, and I don't. I just fold it under because I think it gives an extra bit of stability. But right now I'm going to put the little feetsies on. The little feetsies are just little brads, because it's a little handbag, and little handbags need feetsies. You don't put handbags on the floor. It needs feetsies. So you have to cut the base part off one of the bags. So instead of just wasting it, I use that to line the inside of the bag so you don't see the little brads on the inside. I'm just checking to make sure that it fits. So I've got my We Are Memory Keeper's pokey tool. This is a weapon. This is so sharp. Oh my god. And it goes through, you will see like 4 layers of cardstock later on, because I have another idea. So I'm just putting the little feet on. And these little brads work so well as little feet. They're fantastic. I'm using the pokey tool, and honestly that's a weapon. That is so sharp. So I do, in each corner, I do a little brad. And I don't want to push it too far in or too far out so that you see the little feet. So now I've got them on, and as you see on the corner here, that one, the first one that you can just see, was a wee bit too close, but it's okay. And this flap here is what you're supposed to cut off, but instead I fold it under and glue it. I think it gives it some more rigidity, some more structure, because this isn't very hard or very dense cardstock. It's decent cardstock, but I wanted it just to have a little bit more oomph to it, a little bit more of a substantial feel. But now, here's where I go. I want this bow on this bag. I love this bow. I make this bow quite a lot for my little gift boxes that I have, and I just wanted to make that bow. I think if we put the little flappy bit on the front and I use this little part to make the little buckle thing, I think when you do that, and then it'll all be glued together, and instead of seeing the little buckly thing there, I'm going to put the bow through the middle so you don't see the lumpy bumpy bit, because this isn't supposed to be part of the bag. Now I've cut it out, and I have made it from the same purple, and I've made it from the same lilac lace colour, but oh my god, wait till you see. Just wait. Look at the sparkle! Look at the sparkle! It is so glittery! But I know you all go, oh yeah, she's gonna use that, she's gonna use the glitter. Oh, I have to use sparkly glitter. I do not. For the first time, I'm like, no, I have to do subtle. I have to do subtle. Let's just make the bag subtle. Let's just make it subtle. So I go with the lilac, and yeah, I know. I am so tempted to use the purpley lilac with the sparkly and the shiny and the silver, but instead, I get one little bit of bling. I can't not have any bling, so I have this little brad, and it's a lilac little brad, and it's a little bit sparkly. We're going subtle, okay? For one time, I'm going to go subtle. So, here's the little bow. Isn't that so cute? And it's subtle. I've only poked it through halfway. I haven't wound it all the way through yet, because it is going to poke through the front of the gift bag. So now we're going to put the bag somewhat together. You see, I've already folded that little tabby down that you're supposed to cut off, and I do line the inside. Now what I did do was line the inside cover, which I shouldn't have done yet, because I have another crazy idea, and we'll get to that. But I do want to make this little buckle, and it isn't part of the design. I just think I want a little buckle, and I want the little bow there so that it covers a little buckle, and I think it looks cute. And I'm Frankenstein and my die sets, like, they're in storage, they haven't been used, why not? So I've put it together, and I didn't really cut the bottom bit super perfect, but who cares? It's the first time making it. It looks okay. I think it looks good. So I've glued all of it together. You can see the little feeties on the bottom from the brads, and I think it's coming together quite well. Helen did a phenomenal job creating this die set. Although with me on the bottom, as you can see the little feeties, I do put a little bit of extra glue, because I want to make sure that it's all stuck down and all secure, because they are pushing back. So it's easy to rectify, it's easy to fix. And that Tonic Nouveau glue is fantastic for construction. I love this glue. It bites really well. So here we are with a little closure bit. And I have another crazy idea at this point, and I'm just like, I stuck it down already. But it's all good. Magnets! I managed to get in underneath this bit and put a magnet in, because it was just, the glue hadn't set yet. But I've already put the little patterned element on the front there, but I'm going to cover it. And it seems, I'm checking to make sure that the magnet still does bite, and it does. And you can see that I've like kind of ruffled up this bit on the front, the little front flap. You won't see it, because I will cover it with all of this, and I use this gorgeous silvery pewter colour to cut out the little buckle. And then I go, we need brads. It needs brads. Let's go with some subtle little lilac brads for the little buckle. And honestly, this is 4 layers of cardstock, and this pokey tool goes clean through. This is a weapon, people. This is a weapon, make no mistake. But it goes through easily enough. And had I known I wouldn't have glued down the inside tab until I'd done this bit, because it does go through 4 layers of cardstock. I mean, it works, it still works, but I run the risk of damaging the cardstock like I did sort of on the lid. The little lid flap is, but the lid flap is getting covered, so you don't see that I had to pull and poke and twist and pull the little bit apart so that I can get the magnet in underneath. So if I was to do it again, I would do it differently. I wouldn't put the inside flap cover on until everything was done, because then I do the little bow as well, which then needed covered too. But that's not a problem. We're learning on the job. So that works, and it looks good, and it does fit in through the little thing. And then I've got the little bow ready. So this is not part of it. This isn't part of Helen's design at all. I just wanted to do this myself. As I say, I was learning on the job and Frankenstein in my die sets, and I thought it was going to look good. And it turns out brilliant. It turns out better than expected, to be honest. And I'm quite glad that I took the initiative just to, you know, make it my own, put my own little spin on it, because I have a multitude of dies and I might as well use them. But I do go back with another little piece of this lilac lace, and I cover that. I cut it again, cut it down so I don't cover the magnet again, because I don't think it will go through another layer. As you can see there, no one's going to see the inside, no one's going to know, so that's fine. But if I was to do it again, that's what I would do. I would wait until I had the magnet on and the little bow through to just put one layer of the cardstock over it to cover. But you live and learn, don't we? We live and learn. And I learned from my mistake in a little second when I put the handle on, because again with the handle, I do my own thing, I go my own way, and I had a little idea. So it does work. It does what the magnet does catch. I think I needed to like squish the bag a bit more together to get it to like catch the magnet somewhat, but it is really pretty. And also I think this could benefit from having like handles on the side, like a chain handle thing. It does look nice with a little handle on it, because I've already made the little handle, and I don't do the inside layer until after I've put the little brads on this, because I'm thinking it needs brads too, just to match the little hardware on the front. So I do that with that pokey tool. Again, that pokey tool is a weapon. But I have a little strip cut out for the inside as well to cover it, so I am going to get that. Here's my little brads. Now I did think, oh whimsy, look at these little stars, aren't these so cute? And I digress, I did not. I refrained. I showed refrain. And I didn't do the sparkly. And I didn't do the whimsy. I did refrain. And for the first time, I didn't do sparkly. But here we are putting the little brads on, so that it ties in and it matches. I mean, you don't need these. These are basically just because they look nice on the handle. And it matches the little buckle that also isn't part of this die set. So I did absolutely Frankenstein this, and I did make it my own. But that's what we're here for. It's crafting. Why not? Why not? But it did turn out really pretty. I like this. And I learned from my mistakes. Wait until you put the hardware on before you cover it up. So now these are covered. This is what I should have done had I known I was going to have brain. There we go. So it does look really pretty, and it will catch. And you'll see everything is in and everything's secure, and it is lined on the inside, and it's quite a sturdy little box. It really is, especially when I folded the inside flap down onto the front panel. It gives it somewhat more rigidity. So yeah, it doesn't catch here just quite until I start squeezing little gusset parts together and making sure that it's, you know, bedded in properly. And there we go. You won't hear the click because I'm doing a voiceover, but it does click. And it looks really cute, and it's got little feeties, and it stands. And for a first time, I think I did well. Thanks very much for watching. If you've enjoyed this, please think about subscribing and giving me a like. Do hit me up in the comments below if you have any ideas or any other die sets you want to see. And for now, goodbye!